Uh, I think we're live. Yes, we are. What is up, people? The internet. It is me, Real American, back in with another live stream. Yep, we are back with another live reaction to a speech. Yep, Donald Trump is giving a speech in like 15 minutes. And yeah, hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I got good news for everybody before we even start. Yes, we have a live footage of this speech. This is because of it being on Right Side Broadcasting and Newsmax. So we're able to stream it freely, but I'm not going to show the stream right now. Hope everyone's having a phenomenal day. I certainly am having a great day myself. So, yeah. Now, before we continue with today's live stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below. Guys, go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account everyone should follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So hope and recommend everyone joins the channel today. And like usual, if you want your question answered, the best way to get it answered, of course, is by sending a super chat. But if you have a question, of course, just pop it in chat, and I'll read most questions. But if you want your question for sure answered, best way is to send a super chat. All support is greatly appreciated. So as many of you probably know, the orange man, he got arraigned today. You know, he is officially arrested, and he had his, like, fingerprints taken, I think, right? But, yeah. So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting speech again. This is usually when Trump is at his strongest, when everybody's against him. This is where he is peak Donald. And we got a super chat. Riley the Mini Deutschen for 5, recent subscriber, love the channel. Just to be technical, I think you should be saying the World Wide Web instead of the internet in your intro. I always like to say internet because I know a lot of the clips and stuff, they get posted on Twitter, some get posted on Rumble, and all that good stuff. And I'm thinking of starting some other stuff. We'll get to it, but yeah. Godsmack AR-69, nice, for 5. Trump's knowledge about trade deals is second to none. Based on what I've seen and heard, DeSantis wouldn't have a clue if he was elected president. Yeah, this is the thing that Trump has over everybody. He understands how foreign policy and trade works. He understands how people act. It's like, oh my goodness, the Chinese are ripping us off? I wonder why. It's like, this isn't, 1950, where China's a quote-unquote developing country. It's like China, they're about to surpass us economically. Excuse me. So, yeah. Trump's the only one that understands trade of the major Republicans. So, yeah. And DeSantis is a very crap record on trade. That's why he's not talking about it. So, hooray. But yeah, this should be a very fascinating speech because it's right after the arrest, and I think it's in New Jersey? Like, don't quote me, but I believe this speech is in New Jersey, right? If it's not, I don't know where it is, but I believe it is in one of his buildings. But yeah, he went from Miami to New Jersey. What a downgrade. Sorry about that, folks. I just had to do something real quick. Got some food here, but yeah. VW Bear for 5. What are the odds of Biden winning both Florida and Miami-Dade? 0. Biden's gonna lose, for sure, Florida. He's probably gonna lose Miami-Dade. Yeah. It's in New Jersey. Why'd you go from Miami to New Jersey? You went from Florida man land to Chris Christie land. That's a downgrade. Let's see. Not too far from me. You should go there. I'm joking, don't. Hopefully he makes fun of Chris Christie while he's there. He has to. The fact that Chris Christie took a pot shot against him and Zeldin last night was ridiculous. The guy that single-handedly won us the House. And people on Twitter are now saying, oh my god, Zeldin was actually he's secretly supporting, and mind you, this isn't a joke. Somebody on Twitter said this. Listen, Lee Zeldin is supporting Donald Trump because he knows he will lose in 2024, and therefore he can win the 2026 governor election because of being a red wave. Somebody seriously said that's what Zeldin believes in. These people are freaking morons. It's a joke, and yeah. Hey, that's mean rap, even if you're right. Well, I'm just saying, like, you go from Florida to New Jersey. Nothing against New Jersey. Nothing against people from New Jersey, but it's like, you go from one of the nicest states in the country. Miami's a beautiful outside of parts of the city. Very nice weather. You go from there to New Jersey. There's parts of New Jersey that looks pretty cool, but it's like, eh. Is Zeldin going to run for Senate? No, but I heard a rumor they're trying to give him as VP. That is one rumor floating around. Which, please, Trump, let him be the VP. I don't care what it takes. We need him to be the VP. Rep versus rap, no comment. No comment. Because it just, I don't know. I haven't really talked to him in a while. So I don't know if he's up to anything. I really don't know. But, yeah. Nah, bro, I got friends from New Jersey. I could probably say, we hate New Jersey, don't we, folks? Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's nothing against the people of state. When I say, like, New Jersey's a meme, I'm not attacking the people. I'm just saying, like, the weather's not the best, and what is there to do in New Jersey? But, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not attacking people. When I say stuff like that, there's certain people I will openly attack, but I'll mention it by name. Either way, nothing against people from New Jersey. I know some good people from there. New Jersey would be great if Camden and Newark got nuked. I wouldn't say that. I still think it would be Democrat. Even without those two, I believe it still would have voted Democrat. And what does Trump talk? Supposedly in 5 minutes. But this is Trump we're talking about. And I'm not going to put on Right Side Broadcasting now because the pre-show stuff is always cringe. Like, I like they're going to every single event. But they're usually pretty cringe in the pre-show. So. New Jersey only good for flying so you can avoid New York City. That is true. That is true. But it's just me, or does it seem like the most random people in the world are from New Jersey? Like, I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan was born in New Jersey. Is that right? It's like, what? It's just the most random people ever born in the state. But you know what a state never will stay? Virtually none of them. I saw 9 o'clock. I saw it, 8. But it's freaking Trump time. So I won't be shocked if they delayed it by an hour. Alright. Newsmax is covering it. Yeah, I got Right Side Broadcasting up. I'm just, waiting for them to put on. You could say all you want about Newsom, but at least he's smart enough to electorally to wait until 2028 and not try to run against his party's standard bearer in 2024. Unlike a certain someone, I still have this weird feeling about Newsom. It's like, you're going on Fox News, then suddenly you're, doing a bunch of campaign events after spending a bunch of money on Florida? It's like, fascinating. Laughing my ass off. Ryan Cook just blamed Baldwin's win in 2018 on Trump. What? He blamed Baldwin winning on Trump. Bro. And this is why certain people should not have the right to use the internet. What? Baldwin would have never lost. Kevin Nicholson would have done better, but he was more openly Trump. Pro-Trump and, more of a conservative than Vuckmere, whatever her name was. It's like, bro, that's cringe. This idea that he helped Baldwin? Baldwin was always winning. Rap, did you see Fast X? It's awesome. I did see it. I think it's on digital now, right? Because I'm waiting till it's like streaming and stuff. Because it's like, we all know what's gonna happen. Vin Diesel and like his crew are gonna blow something up. Jason Momoa is gonna be like the Joker and like bomb Italy or something like that. We all know that's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna wait till digital. But yeah. The one movie I am excited for is Flash. That's coming out this week. And I will be doing a review to that because I'm excited for it. I also saw a poll for Republican primary that DeSantis is ahead of Trump in Florida. Whoopee-doo. Watch Across the Spider-Verse? I did. People make it sound like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, when in reality it was a really good movie. Don't get me wrong. It was a really good movie. It's not better than the frickin' Godfather. It's not better than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I mean, this is just a cope by people. I mean, whoever said Spider-Verse is the greatest movie ever, you're crazy. You can make an argument comic book movie. I don't think it is. I think it's overrated. But yeah. I saw a poll that had Trump and DeSantis tied. Oh. Yeah, that's bad for DeSantis. If he's doing bad in Florida. How late is Florida in the primaries? I believe isn't it late April? I believe it's on the same day as Arizona. In like Illinois. You like video games? That new Starfield game looks lit. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that game. Looks pretty good. It's what like Star Citizen was supposed to be like 10 years ago, and it still hasn't come out. No Way Home is the best Spider-Man movie. I wouldn't say that. Is it really good? Absolutely. I would say like third. I would say probably third. Just for the simple fact, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is basically perfect, the first two. Polls either have Trump closing in at 60% or Trump tied with DeSantis. Yeah, but you look at who's paying for the Trump tied with DeSantis polls, it's freaking, never back down. So it's like, yeah. Do you watch animated movies? Sometimes. It just depends, like, okay, what it is. If it's some spectacle like Across the Spider-Verse, yeah, I'll watch it. But I'm sorry to say it, but it's like most of these animated films, as of late, especially outside of a couple, there's some questions there. Oh, there's some good animated shows like Gravity Falls and Arcane, but yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Would you rather vote for a Spencer Cox, Lisa Murkowski ticket or a Joe Manchin, Andy Bashir? I would honestly vote for Manchin. I don't think he's ever used pronouns. So, will you do a review of Guardians 3? No, Guardians 2 was a really good movie. Don't get me wrong, very solid. Probably not the best of the three, probably second best. But either way, I only review films I'm excited for, like truly excited. I'm excited for The Flash, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible. Yeah. Am I shadow banned? No. DeSantis pulling at an all-time low in the latest morning console poll. Yeah, I saw that. Guys, wait till he just wait until he announces everybody. The new Puss in Boots was surprisingly good. Oh yeah, that's up there. Not just animated. It's one of my favorite movies ever. That was perfect. That was the definition of perfection. But the Donald will never show up. Yeah, he probably won't for another hour. Very sad. Very sad. But yeah, the cringe counters be interesting tonight. The cope keeps moving like expected. Yeah, it went from wait till DeSantis announces to, oh, wait for the debates. Then it's going to be wait till Iowa, wait till New Hampshire, wait till South Carolina, wait for Nevada, wait for Super Tuesday, wait for the convention. That's when it's going to get funny. They're going to try to get Kemp in. I don't think he's going to run. He's running for that Senate seat. That's what I do know in 26. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man saved MJ No Way Home was pure poetic justice. Yeah, it was. It was better than the horse shit they did for him in The Amazing Spider-Man. Like, Garfield was a good Spider-Man. Everything else sucked. Freaking a Smurf as a villain in the second one. Wait till the general. That's gonna be wait till Inauguration Day, everybody. Wait till November 5th, 2024. DeSantis will run a last second third party campaign. Yeah, I mean, their hope is imprisonment. They're hoping that Trump gets thrown into the freaking cellar of some prison, never be seen again. That's what these people are hoping for. It's like, if you're banking on that, which historically has backfired, yeah. Let's see. DeSantis bros are really, yeah, I read that. I know there's been talks that Youngkin may jump in. Youngkin I could see, because he's waiting until after the state legislative elections. That's what I heard. That they're going to try to get somebody in late 2023. What makes sense? If Youngkin single-handedly flips the state legislator in Virginia, he could run his own. He can say, look, I have a model in Virginia. I'm not pro-Trump or anti-Trump. I am not Trump or against him. I'm my own person. This is a problem that DeSantis has. It's just like, dude, you're just trying to copy Trump. It's a poor man's version. Young can at least bring something different. So, yeah. Rap, do you think Trump has any chance of winning Arizona and Georgia? Yeah, he has a chance, but Arizona doesn't look too good. Let's see. Live about a half hour ago. Live about a half an hour from Bedminster. Should I go now? If the speech is at 8, or I should say 9, then maybe. Banish Trump to the Phantom Zone so that DeSantis can run and lose the Rust Belt decisively. I mean, it's like, what's going to happen if Trump gets indicted and DeSantis wins a primary and he gets like 100 electoral votes? What will be the excuse, I wonder? I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying, like, worst case scenario. Imagine Shilley for the FBI like Christie, just so the orange evil man can go away. Yeah, that's sad. How does Arizona not look good by gaining 10 points with Hispanics? No. The Hispanic margin's looking good. Like, in Arizona, when you look at some of the data points we've seen, I'm not worried about the Hispanic vote. It's trending right. I'm more worried about these McCain independents who said, well, you know, McCain 30 years ago, he voted for something, and Trump was against that 36 years ago. I'm going to vote Democrat. I mean, that's a type of independent in Arizona. They like McCain. I still don't get why. Could Trump theoretically win New York? No. Then they would blame the Blump voters stayed home and didn't back DeSantis, Orange Man bad. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. They would blame the voters for not showing up. But it's like, we tried warning you. Remember, these people can win an election without Trump voters. That's what these people are saying. I believe there was a study. I think it was AP that did it. Don't quote me. Or iPost, something like that. Reuters, whatever. They proved there was 15 million Obama Trump voters or something like that. And there's like 5 million Romney Hillary voters. That's 10 million more Obama Trump voters than Romney Hillary voters. I mean, it's like you're banking your entire chances on 5 million versus potentially losing 15 million? No wonder the Republican Party still sucks. That's what the data points indicated, by the way. I can't remember who did the study, but why do I think it's AP? The real question is, what will their excuse be when Trump wins the 2020 election? Their excuse will be a low turnout, even though we're probably going to have very high turnout. Or they're going to blame the third-party vote. But if Trump, I hope Trump gets 50.1% of the vote. Just as a big fat FU to some of these people. I'm just saying. If Trump had won in 2020, if Hillary won in 2016, Trump wouldn't have ran again. He just wouldn't have. I don't really know what he would have done. Besides The Flash, what upcoming movies are you looking forward to? Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible. Donald Trump announces Macy's as VP. Oh, God, no. She's gotten better, but still F tier. The fact that Ryan Cook won't debate rep/rap shows that he and the other DeSims know they're wrong. Yeah, I've openly said, just answer my DM. Let's send me a message saying, hey, let's have a debate. I've offered this multiple times on stream. If anybody wants to debate on Twitter, these people like Ryan Cook, I've said multiple times, I'm open to a debate. None of these people will. They will only debate on freaking Twitter space where they have 100 other of their own shills copy and pastes of themselves and like dogpiling you. It's like, that's the only time they ever quote unquote debate. I don't know. Don't know what some of these people are up to, but seems kind of suspicious. Youngkin would be my choice if for some reason Trump can't run. Youngkin is absolutely the most electable Republican. Yeah, I would agree. Like, his problem would be is, like, not really Wisconsin. I think he would do great up here. But Michigan and Pennsylvania, that would be my concern. Because Wisconsin, I think he would do great in the wild counties. But, will you debate Christina Pushaw, a.k.a. DeSantis' campaign manager? Well, I thought DeSantis' wife was running the campaign, but yeah. Well, I would even allow Don Bacon to show up. He still hasn't answered my question about, is Vance and Hawley, rhinos? He won't answer it, but whatever. Lombardo's a complete liberal. I don't know what he's doing. I understand it's Nevada, but it's not good. I like Lombardo. I'm fine with him, but dude, some bad things. Really bad things. Like, the abortion stuff was one thing. I understand that abortion is, it's a very pro-choice state. But the stuff he signed today with, like, the Medicaid stuff, with transgender stuff, that was garbage. Where's Trump at? Well, this is what I currently see. Let me bring this up. YouTube reaction. This is what I see. Oh, expected at 8:30. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I cannot believe you got in an argument with a U.S. representative. Yeah, Bacon was like, I think under Red Eagle's tweet, he was losing his freaking mind. I'm like, so, or like, I said, does anybody with, or what was it? He said, like, populism equals being a rhino, but I said, anybody can have populist rhetoric. Even himself, he can have a populist rhetoric. And he's like, true, but, I'm a constitutional conservative and populist isn't. It's like, so is Senator Vance and Senator Hawley rhinos? Suddenly, I never heard a word again. I heard nothing. Probably got blocked, but yeah. Rather than Minnie Deutschen for 5, start your video about the popular vote. Trump should just focus on getting past 270. So faithless electors won't cost him the election. Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. Thoughts on the stupid writer strike in Hollywood? I hate both sides, but the writers are at fault. They're freaking delusional what they want. Like, okay, I understand, like, some writers I know, they get effed over. But it's like, these people are complaining about making $500,000 a year. It's like, oh, it's we want all this money from streaming. Do they not understand that when they start paying when these companies pay a lot or pay writers for streaming a lot more than they currently do, those streaming services will suddenly fire everybody because they're not profitable. So the writer strike is, a lot of them are full of themselves. There are some valid grievances. I support, making sure they get better conditions. Like freaking, what was it, Ant-Man? Or like Black Adam. They got rewritten 50 times in like 2 months. It's like, what? Who would force somebody to rewrite something 50 times? So, yeah. To be honest, Mike Garcia threw a hissy fit because Barris warned about Hispanics voting dumb down ballot that stayed home. Well, Garcia had a fair point, though. And again, I'm not attacking Barris. I'm just saying it is a fair point that even with Hispanic turnout, Garcia probably still would have won. He still did, when you look at the precinct data, he still did great enough in some of the Hispanic areas of his district. What is your beef with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Nothing. I just think she's a fraud. Yeah. VFX artists get screwed by Marvel. Yeah, if there's somebody to complain, it's VFX artists. They get royally screwed. Ah, yes. You have 5 days to get 170 hours worth of work done because we can't make up our frickin' mind. If there's anybody that should go on strike, it's those guys. I mean, there's a lot of talented people, but they get burnt out because they have like 80-hour work weeks and no extra pay, mind you, for some crap, change that Marvel wanted at the last second. It's like, there are VFX artists that I know that they don't like it anymore. They don't. Because some of these companies suck. Let's see. Would you rather vote for the most insane Skizzo Republican or the most compromised and polished Republican? For the memes, I would vote for the Skizzo. Just for chaos. If there's always an option for chaos, I'll pick it. How much hope do you have in Republicans retain the House after the Alabama Supreme Court ruling? I'm waiting and see. Like, I'll tell you one thing about Wisconsin. Because people keep bringing up they're going to flip 3 seats. Or they're going to flip Brian Steele's and Van Orden's seat. I'm going to say this about both of them. Number one, Derek Van Orden, even if they freaking illegally split Madison into 3 pieces, Van Orden is in the most Republican trending part of the state. Now he's an incumbent, and there's no signs that the trends are going to stop. Even Ron Johnson did better than Trump in the region. And he wasn't particularly the strongest candidate for that area compared to Trump. So it's like Van Orden, I'm not too worried about him. All right, well, there could be some ticket splitting and stuff that it could absolutely happen, but he's in a Republican trending seat. The only way is if you freaking cut Madison to 15 pieces. Then you can make an argument. But even the Supreme Court, they ain't going to allow that because Wisconsin does have strict standards about that. And Brian Steele, the biggest overperformer, and you have to freaking cut Milwaukee in half just to do that. And the Supreme Court in the past, it's probably going to go up to the U.S. Supreme Court. So, yeah, ain't going to go too well. Because you're talking about freaking cutting Milwaukee into 3 pieces. It won't go too well. Won't go good at all. Plus, Dayton doesn't have the population, so you can't just cut it crazy like Milwaukee. And plus, with Steele, his area is even trending Republican. Kenosha and Racine. So, I'm not the most worried about it. Plus, I did hear they're not going to focus on Steele. Steele's district is probably going to stay the same. Mostly. Probably some changes here and there. But they're going to focus on Derek Van Orden. That's what they're focused on for redistricting. Which I hope it backfires. I hope this freaking backfires on them. But, yeah. If Madison is split, how much would Republicans need to win the presidential election and Senate race by in 2024? Well, again, it depends because Madison, it's not as populated as you think. So, how far are you going to go with that? We just got to see. Hey, Chad, what do you think about the likelihood of Texas ever flipping blue? It could still happen. But I think recent years, Democrats have started to realize they're kind of hitting a ceiling. And not looking good. Not looking good for them. Now, there's obviously parts like Austin, parts of Dallas. They're trending Republican. Or Democrat, I should say. Democrat. But, yeah. So, we just got to see. And again, people are taking out of context that I accidentally said Dallas. Parts of Dallas are trending Republican, mind you. But either way. Princess Writer for 5. GOP lost a lot of seats that shouldn't have in 2022. I see them taking those with Trump on the ballot. And this is the main thing people forget about. You can hate Trump all you want. There's one thing about him. We have seen through 2 straight election cycles now. 2016 and 2020. And even the polling now. It doesn't freaking matter what you do to this guy. There is 47% of voters. They're voting for Trump. It doesn't freaking matter. They're voting. It's a matter of, can he do better? Can Biden do worse than 51%? That's what this election comes down to. There's like 46, 47% of voters. They're voting Trump no matter what. And that's going to help Republicans in a place like Ohio. Several of those districts should have been won, but bad turnout. Let's see here. That VRA ruling isn't quite as far-reaching as many liberals think. And people forget, they weren't even talking about the VRA, the legality of it. They were talking about, okay, this district does not comply with the Voting Rights Act. It wasn't ruling about is it legal or not. It never did. But we just got to see, right? And just like somebody said, Republicans are going to have a field day in North Carolina. Now, there's rumors going around they're going to go like 10-4 or something. I still think like 11-3. I think that's going to happen. But we got to see, though. What would the reaction be if Trump won the popular vote by 7? You will immediately see thousands of people rioting in the streets and blame like Russia again. I guarantee it. You saw the crap in 2020 about the things in Italy and the servers down in Germany. The Democrats will do the exact same thing, but somehow worse. Just saying. If Trump would win by 7, it'd be very funny. The only way that can happen is No Labels gets like 5%. The People's Party gets like 4, or whatever they're called. The one that Cornel West is running. And Trump gets like 47%. Or 50%. That's the only way, something crazy like that. Hopefully the Ohio Republicans will be as bold as North Carolina. Not that I'm aware of. They're going to make some minor changes that will probably help us, but not by much. The problem is that Trump could turn into a William Jennings Bryan type guy, where he always has his base but never wins an election. He's not, let me be 100% clear, he ain't running after 2024. I will not support him after 24 if he runs again. If he loses. So he ain't running again. I doubt it. But yeah. I say the GOP in North Carolina will go for a 10-3-1 map. Yeah, it's going to be like that. Currently it's what, 7-7, I believe? 2022 North Carolina House elections. I believe it's 7-7 right now. Yeah. So it's probably like 3 pickups right away. Bryan never won an election before. Trump has one. Yeah, that is a big difference. Plus, Trump is older. He's not going to run again. So, what if Trump wins by dictator margins? I would be shocked. The most I could see it realistically being is like 2%. 2, maybe 3. But for Trump, that's a big victory. So, yeah. Hey, Rap, if Lord forbid the Wisconsin congressional map gets changed, what are the odds the Supreme Court intervenes and the current map remains in place? They're going to change the map, but people are overstating how far. Because Wisconsin still has standards about county splitting and stuff. And they're talking about, some people on Twitter, like, what they're talking about is, oh, we're going to split Madison to 3 in Milwaukee. That ain't going to happen. No court except the Wisconsin Supreme Court would allow that. So what's going to happen is the maps, they're going to change. Van Orden probably gets like a Biden +1 seat. Brian Steele probably doesn't change much. They're not going to be, oh, we're going to make this a D+30 seat. I know some of Trump circles have mentioned New Jersey and Connecticut as pickup opportunities. Don't focus on them. Nope. Don't fall for this crap again. Trump show up already. Yeah, hopefully. Describe a Hillary Trump voter. A Hispanic in southern Texas. That's a Hillary Trump voter. Because there are a lot of Hispanics that really thought Trump was going to deport their entire families, even if they were illegal. And when they realize, oh, he actually cares about us, he's going to help us assimilate and all that stuff, well, yeah, we'll vote for him. He gave us a job. So, yeah. Biden said there wouldn't be a 2020 election. What? I didn't see that. Don't know how true that is. Don't know. Trump has been indicted again on charges relating to... What? The what incident? I don't know what that means. Trump isn't Ron DeSantis' arch nemesis Gavin Newsom is. I actually agree. They'll probably split Milwaukee down the river and have the Hispanics in Steele's district, but the blacks in Moore's district. They're going to have some rude awakening then. But I talked to people that know the situation, they really can't. So, because you can't split Milwaukee just willy-nilly like that. That's Wisconsin, by the way. There are limits about Wisconsin splitting when it comes to cities. Like the city of Milwaukee, you could maybe a little tiny bit at most. These people are like halfway up the freaking up the river and stuff. We're gonna gut it in half. They ain't gonna fly. Most courts won't allow it. Right, but what do you do if two faith selectors cause Trump the election? There will be riots. The same thing as I said earlier. 2020, but on steroids. Hey, Rap, describe a Trump, Biden, Fetterman, Mastriano voter. A complete schizo that hates everything. The Abrams-Walker voter will surge in 2024. They do exist, but there would be civil war. There would be mass riots. That's what would probably happen. Hamadeh would be a better option than Lake. Yeah. Hamadeh has a valid case, and I hope the courts listen to him. That's what I will say. Tucker's latest drop is amazing. I saw it. That was freaking awesome by Tucker. Yeah, go watch Tucker's new video after the stream. It was really good. Again, we're trying to wait for Trump, but it's 7:40 or 8:40. Trump, where are you? Rap, what do you think of the likelihood of Trump picking Zeldin as VP pick? Hopefully this is the case. I think Zeldin's the best pick out there. I heard somebody say it, but I don't believe it will happen, sadly. Hey, Rap, who would win an election? Jared Polis or Ron DeSantis? Ooh, that's a good one. I gotta look more into it. Because Polis, he's the governor that's against taxes, right? He's like against income taxes, something crazy like that. It'll be interesting what the Supreme Court does with the Moore case. Will they throw it out after the North Carolina Supreme Court ruling or actually rule on it? They're going to just let it stay. They're just going to ignore it. Whoops, drop something. What if RFK Jr. wins a primary? America wins. Because in that situation, it's like, okay, you either get a moderate Democrat who's against the transgender stuff and wants to actually be pro-America and wants to bring unity to the country, or you have Donald Trump. It's like, I would vote for Trump, obviously, but I'll be like, actually, what would be better for the future long term? well, I would obviously vote for Trump, but it would give me a second thought, like, should maybe we give Kennedy a chance? But there'll be a lot of voters that do vote for Kennedy, though. Could Texas have picked up more Republican seats in redistricting? Yeah, but no court was going to allow it. No court was going to allow it. RFK Jr. isn't win the primary, though. Democrats will screw it like they did for Sanders. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, there'll be a lot of voters that'll be hesitant. Trump is better than anti. I'm not denying that RFK has problems, but it's like, there will be a lot of voters that'll be like, AFD is at 20%. I saw that. They keep going up. And then people are saying, it's the second rise of Hitler. It's like, what are you freaking talking about? Again, I'm not saying RFK is perfect, but he is better on Democrats than on 90% of stuff. The climate stuff is only like real L. But if he helps push the Overton window, I can honestly care less about some of the stuff. RFK lose the general because Democrats will run a left-wing Bernie type just to spite him. Yeah, but there would be quite a few Trump voters, I think, vote Kennedy, though. Like, wouldn't it be weird when you see, like, Vermont, like, 90% for the progressive, but Kennedy wins, like, frickin' Pennsylvania or something crazy, but he loses the election? That would be funny, but... What do you think of the Texas rep, Monica de la Cruz? I've heard nothing about her. Nothing. Why is Francis X. Torres running? Money. He got a book deal, probably. Thoughts of Gavin Newsom not commenting on not challenging Biden. The whole situation is bizarre, and I'm very intrigued what's going to happen. 13-year-old communist on Twitter. The Fourth Reich is rising in Germany. Yeah, but it's like, bro. The fact that people consider, like, if you're remotely conservative, you're called fascist now. We do live in a society where people exist like that. Thoughts? I hate it when Trump is called Hitler, but Brian Kemp more conservative socially than Trump. Yeah, it's like, we need to look at it. Trump is one of the more moderate candidates on social issues in the Republican Party. It's like, these people that are calling him, far right, it's like, what? At least Bergman probably wants to be energy secretary. Yeah, that's what I think this is about. He's probably going to get this energy secretary if Trump wins. Which I won't be against, by the way. Burgum's actually a very interesting choice. He's made some dumb comments in the past, though, about, like, abortion. Or, like, I think it was gay marriage or something like that. I don't know. But, hey, Rap, what do you think about Ramaswamy running for governor 2026? I think he's if he drops out, he's probably running for that Senate seat in 24. For governor, I don't think so. Did you hear Newsom wants to push an amendment that effectively abolish the second? Yeah, I saw that. Good luck passing that in, like, Maine. Even the state of Maine would be like, ha, you're a loser. That's what would happen. It is starting. Is it? I don't see it. Oh, there he is. The orange man's here. Oh my god. He actually showed up. Woo! The orange man is here. I'm muting this so I don't get sued. The orange man has arrived. And we may have to cut it to a different feed if, like, Right Side Broadcasting, like, smites me. Orange man good. Hold on, is Newsmax streaming it? Hold on, I'm gonna bring this up. You'll hear the audio. Oh, I'm gonna wait till that happens. Because Newsmax has probably a better feed. If I'm not mistaken. Newsmax. Yep, the orange man has arrived. Yeah, I gotta mute it though. Sorry. All right. He made only 45 minutes late. That's a world record for Trump. For that, he gets one cringe. One cringe. All right. Yeah, we got Newsmax up. Hopefully, I don't get sued. Knowing my luck, I probably will. Woo! Yay, Trump! Woo! Tucker should get a show on Newsmax. They were going to offer him a bunch, but he said no. He's just going to do his own thing. Because why not? He already has all the money in the world. Why would he want to... Why not do his own thing? All right, Trump. We need something good, boy. Trump, we need something good tonight. And I'm going to... that bottom part, I'm going to cut out so... Newsmax doesn't claim I'm, like, suing them. Or they're suing me. Stuff like that. To turn the screen black every 5 minutes for about 10 seconds. Don't worry. There we go. That's fine. I doubt they're gonna, like, care. Newsmax streams on YouTube anyways. I don't think they really care. I really do not think they give a shit. Oh, he's speaking.
You here, and today we witness the most evil and heinous abuse of power in the history of our
Orange
country.
Man.
Very sad thing to watch. A corrupt sitting president had his top political opponent arrested on fake and fabricated charges of which he and numerous other presidents would be guilty, right in the middle of a presidential election in which he is losing very badly. This is called election interference and yet another attempt to rig and steal a presidential election. More importantly, it's
chill.
Political persecution like something straight out of a fascist or a communist nation. This day will go down in infamy, and Joe Biden will forever be remembered as not only the most corrupt president in the history of our country, but perhaps even more importantly, the president who, together with a band of his closest thugs, misfits, and Marxists, tried to destroy American democracy. But they will fail, and we will win bigger and better than ever before. Charging a former president of the United States under the Espionage Act of 1917 wasn't meant for this. An act for a crime so heinous that only the death penalty would do, and threatening me with 400 years in prison for possessing my own presidential papers, which just about every other president has done, is one of the most outrageous and vicious legal theories ever put forward in an American court of law. The Espionage Act has been used to go after traitors and spies. It has nothing to do with a former president legally keeping his own documents. As president, the law that applies to this case is not the Espionage Act, but very simply the Presidential Records Act, which is not even mentioned in this ridiculous 44-page indictment. Under the Presidential Records Act, which is civil, not criminal, I had every right to have these documents. The crucial legal precedent is laid out in the most important case ever on this subject, known as the Clinton Socks case. You know what that means? After leaving the White House, Bill Clinton kept 79 audio tapes in his sock drawer.
Based?
They included discussions of U.S. military involvement in Haiti, discussions of U.S. foreign policy, both defense and offense, against Cuba, recordings of President Clinton's conversations with all of the many foreign leaders at the time. Think of that.
Yeah, that's
sensitive
totally
facts
a good
about
thing,
trade
everybody.
negotiations taken from presidential
I'm sure that
briefings.
was totally secure.
Discussions
like
with the Secretary of State about conflict in Bosnia and much, much more. Very big stuff. Not only was Bill Clinton never even considered for criminal prosecution based on the tapes he took, but when he was sued for them, he won the case. Judge Amy Berman Jackson's decision states, under the statutory scheme established by the Presidential Records Act, the decision to segregate personal materials from presidential records is made by the president during the president's term.
Oof. Yeah, people forget about that.
And
like,
in the
they're not even
president's
charging it for us. It's
sole
like, bro.
discretion. You're surprised to hear that, aren't you? Any normal administration, even an opposing one, would consider that to be the end, but not the corrupt Biden administration. The SOX decision, as it's known, also states, quote, the National Archives and Records Administration, or NARA, does not have the authority to designate material as presidential records. They don't have the authority. NARA does not have the tapes in question.
So far it's pretty good.
And
so
NARA
far.
lacks any right, duty, or means
Explaining
to
why he's
seize
innocent.
control of them. This is law. The president enjoys unconstrained authority to make decisions regarding the disposal of documents. That's unconstrained to make that decision. Neither the archivist nor Congress has the authority to veto the president's decision.
Yeah, this is like Witch Hunt
The
30.
Presidential Records Act does not confer any mandatory or even discretionary authority on the archivist to classify records. Under the statute, this responsibility is left solely to the President of the United States. Think of that. That's the decision. Think of that.
It's so far.
No, just think of that. In other words, whatever documents the president decides to take with him, he has the right to do so. It's an absolute right. This is the law. And that is something that people have now seen, and it couldn't be more clear. They ought to drop this case immediately because they're destroying the country.
Yeah, he's definitely more interject now. He is definitely more
And this is
interject
why
than
no
years
other
ago.
president, even those who kept far more documents than I, has ever been even investigated, let alone charged with a crime. Because the sham indictment put forward by the Biden administration included staged photographs of boxes at Mar-a-Lago, many people have asked me why I had these boxes. Why did you want them? The answer, in addition to having every right under the Presidential Records Act, is that these boxes were containing all types of personal belongings, many, many things, shirts and shoes and everything. As can be seen in the picture where someone, not me, I wonder who it might have been, dumped one of the very neatly arranged boxes all over the floor.
Yeah, I still want to know that.
They were full of newspapers, press clippings,
They're trying to
thousands
make it
of
sound like
pictures,
that's Trump's like a
thousands and
conspiracy
thousands of
theorist
White
about
House
it.
pictures. The White House photographers, some are with us today. They took so many pictures, and we saved all of them, and they were in those boxes. Clothing, memorabilia, and much, much more. I hadn't had a chance to go through all the boxes. It's a long, tedious job, takes a long time, which I was prepared to do, but I have a very busy life. I've had a very busy life. They make it more busy because you're always fighting. And under the SOX decision, there seemed to be no rush. I wasn't in a rush because that decision was a law. The other picture that was so vile, you remember that one? It was angry and corrupt.
Secret
Was the
Service let
photo
the FBI
staged
in?
by the FBI?
I believe they did. They had
And those
to,
that raided Mar-a-Lago, they were putting documents all over the floor. Remember that famous picture? All over, say confidential.
Yeah, I'm
said
totally certain that those
presidential,
photos
said
weren't
all sorts
staged.
of things.
I'm certain about
And
it.
it was supposed to be there like it was that way when they raided. It wasn't that way. They put them there, took the picture, and released it illegally to the press. They took my medical records, my passport, my birth certificate, and apologized. They even brought a safecracker. This is a professional safecracker they brought into Mar-a-Lago.
Bro.
And they broke into my safe, and you know what they found? Nothing. There was nothing there. Nothing there.
Oh, my God.
Zero.
Make it 300, yeah.
According to the Presidential Records Act, which was a big deal, I was supposed to negotiate with NARA, which is exactly what I was doing until Mar-a-Lago was raided by
cooking.
gun-toting
Yep, he's starting to
FBI
pick it up a little
agents. I have security tapes of it. I gave them security tapes of everything. In a flagrant violation of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, which protects the right against unreasonable search and seizure. And Sebastian, you covered very well, I must say. Very well. I'm not the one who thinks I'm above the law. I'm the one that followed the law. I'm the only one. It's Joe Biden and his corrupt Department of Injustice who think they are above the law. Never before have the two standards of justice in our country been more starkly revealed. Joe Biden had troves of classified documents from his time as vice president and even as a senator, which was completely and totally illegal. In fact, other senators heard about it. Dick Durbin heard about it. You have to see his response. There's no way that's totally illegal. Took him as a senator out of a skiff. They were shocked when they found out. They actually thought it was impossible to do. Biden sent 1,850 boxes.
This is good messaging right here.
To the University of Delaware, making the search very, very difficult for anybody. And he refuses to give them up, and he refuses to let people even look at them. And then they say how he's behaving so nicely. Many of Biden's classified documents were in Chinatown, D.C., Chinatown, which is shocking considering his family receives so much money from China. I wonder how many times the friends of ours from China review those documents. Chinatown, D.C. Others were unsecured at his so-called Penn Biden Center in Washington, which paid Biden approximately $1 million a year. The money supposedly coming from China, and still other classified documents were strewn all over his garage floor, where his now famous Corvette is stored. He's so proud of that car.
I saw that. That photo was so funny.
There was no security, and the door was left open most of the time. It was open. All of those classified documents, all of those documents strewn all over the floor, piled up like junk. Unlike me, who had absolute declassification authority as president, Joe Biden as vice president had no authority to declassify and no right to possess the documents. He had no right. Instead of falling under the Presidential Records Act, Biden's actions fell under a much stricter Federal Records Act, which has very, very tough criminal penalties. Yet nothing happens to Crooked Joe. Nothing happened. Have you heard anything about the big search for his documents? No, only me. Most and famously of all, Hillary Clinton set up an illegal private server in her basement. You never heard this story. With the deliberate intention of violating public information laws so she could hide her pay-for-play scandals at the Clinton foundations or whatever. Hillary stored vast quantities of classified and sensitive information on her illicit server. Some of it happened to leak. It leaked into Anthony Weiner's computer. Remember Anthony Weiner?
Bring up Trump.
Into his computer. You don't want to be on his computer.
Come on, Trump.
And all of it was illegal because thankfully she was never president. She didn't have the powers to declassify. Thank you. Thank you. She didn't have the powers to declassify. It's a big difference. And neither did Joe. You know, Joe didn't have. Do you mind? Have a drink.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit cooler than it was, but it's pretty hot out here. Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Great birthday.
Oh my goodness. This is epic so far.
Nice birthday, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's Trump's birthday. Or it's like tomorrow it is. Tomorrow it is, yeah. This is based.
Nice birthday. Wonderful birthday. They were saying happy birthday. I was with Eric and Laura, the kids. Happy birthday, Grandpa. Happy. And I said, oh, great. I just got charged with, they want 400 years approximately. If you add them all up, a fake 400 years. Oh, thank you, darling. That's so nice. It's a wonderful birthday. We're going to make it into the greatest birthday of all. We'll make it into the greatest.
Oh, man. This is epic.
When caught, Hillary then deleted and acid washed. Nobody does that because of the expense, but it's pretty conclusive. 33,000 emails in defiance of a congressional subpoena already launched. The subpoena was there, and she decided to delete, acid wash, and then smash and destroy her cell phones with a hammer. And then they say, I participated in obstruction? Now think of it. That's called obstruction. There's never been obstruction as grave as that. She did this in the face of everything, and yet nobody did anything about it. The FBI and the DOJ protected her, did not issue subpoenas, did not use a grand jury, did not execute search warrants, and then the
he definitely has a New
corrupt
York
head of the
personality.
FBI, James Comey, declared no reasonable prosecutor would bring a case. Can you believe it? And that was just one of many items. Hillary Clinton broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. Joe Biden broke the law, and in many other ways we're finding out, and so far has not gotten indicted. I did everything right, and they indicted me. But, you know, we're serving as a great example. In the case of Bill Clinton's national security advisor, remember that? Sandy Berger. He was caught stealing classified documents from the National Archives, very big ones, very important ones, by stuffing them in his pants. That's pretty. And putting them also in his socks. And he destroyed them and cut the tape with scissors, cut them all up. What Berger did was highly illegal, but he was given nothing, no jail time, nothing. Nothing happened. There are countless other examples. Bill Clinton, who I happen to like, hard to believe, right? Before I did this, I was actually quite friendly with him. Nice guy. They should have used him a little bit more as an advisor on the 2016 election. He said, you know, you better get to Wisconsin, you're going to lose. No, we're not. You better get to Michigan, you're going to lose. No, we're not. They did. Bill Clinton lost the nuclear codes, and absolutely nothing was done about it. He lost the nuclear codes. The George W. Bush White House lost 22 million emails.
I thought he was going to break the
NARA cannot
joke.
assure complete transfer of any of the Bush records. A document shredding truck was spotted on the way to Dick Cheney's house. Can you imagine? Hillary Clinton took hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of furniture, china, flatware, rugs, and more from the White House, and she wasn't prosecuted. How about that one? She took the furniture and the china. How about if Trump did that? You think Trump would have a little problem? The horrific violations of my rights by crooked Joe Biden's weaponized Department of Injustice are unthinkable. It's unthinkable what's happened. So bad for our country.
Yeah, go after Bush, please.
Democrats all, they lawlessly pierced my attorney-client privilege with lawyers. What they did to lawyers, what they have done to our lawyers,
It's always China,
all of our
isn't it?
lawyers. They've done things that were
I think it
absolutely
is.
horrible and unthinkable.
Always related to China.
The leaking has
Can
been
Newsmax go away with these
unbelievable
commercials,
and
please?
highly illegal.
This
They
crap
leak.
on the right side.
We've learned more about, from the Washington Post, New York
he talks
Times,
in
about
third
the
person.
DOJ's boxes hoax. It's a boxes hoax. Than from prosecutors themselves. We want to read about it. You pick up the Washington Post, which is not doing well, or you pick up the New York Times. But they'll do better now because of these things. You know, this is the only way they survive, but they'll end up dying. But it's not supposed to be that way. We don't want to learn from the
China.
Times. We don't want to learn from leaks. We want to learn from the people we're supposed to learn from. It's like a leaking sieve in Washington. But we
We're
learned
patenting
nothing
China.
about the Biden bribery scheme or special counsel Robert Hur's investigation. Robert Hur is doing the Biden investigation. He's a
he's
very
pretty good.
respected, very nice person. Very nice person. Mine's not such a nice person. Mine's a deranged lunatic, which are many times the magnitude of ours in both number and severity. That's the prosecutor that they gave. He has found nothing. He totally exonerated Mike Pence. I'm happy about that. Mike did nothing wrong, but he happened to have classified documents in his house. But they exonerated him.
I still don't think Trump hates
and
Pence. I still don't
Biden
think so.
is a different story. I mean, so much. You have to really think about what I said as a senator. He took all of those documents.
Yeah, it's awful. All because he ran for president.
The prosecutor in the case, I will call it our case, is a thug. I've named him Deranged Jack Smith. I wonder what his name used to be, Jack Smith. It sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Jack Smith. What's his name? Jack Smith. He's a very nice man. He's a behind-the-scenes guy, but his record is absolutely atrocious. Whoa. He does political hit jobs. He's been known to viciously
Trump's not
arrest a certain governor. You know the governor, Bob McDonnell of Virginia, and absolutely ruined his life and the life of his family. All these wonderful family members, I knew them, only to have the case overturned 8-0 by the Supreme Court. He destroyed that man and he destroyed that family. And by the way, I will tell you, I'm here and I love you all, and we can take it.
Base,
but what these thugs have done to my family is a disgrace. I will tell you that. And I say it to all of the fake news because there's a lot of it back there.
You can do it. You're pulling through.
What they did to my family and that young man right there, he's answered more subpoenas than any human being in the history of the world. And you know what? They have nothing after all of those subpoenas.
Who?
Literally thousands of them. Congress, fake counsels, Mueller report, all of this. All he did is answer subpoenas all the time. At least he's become very experienced at that. Congratulations. But Eric is fantastic, and what he and Don and Ivanka and the whole group, that's what they've gone through, and these are serious people.
Could have ran against Warren.
These are serious people, but what he's done to my family, what they have done to my family
totally
is
a coincidence, everybody.
Horrible. He also tried to railroad John Edwards on a completely bogus legal theory that didn't hold up in court. It's no wonder this raging lunatic was shipped off to The Hague to prosecute war criminals using globalist tribunals, not beholden to the Constitution or the rule of law. Two things Jack Smith
he was talking about,
clearly disdains. You take a look at this guy. He looks like a thug. But then I watched him make a speech the other day, and he was trembling because it wasn't his territory. He feels much safer in the inner sanctums of the Department of Injustice, where he can be in his room and scream at people. He's a raging and uncontrolled Trump hater, as is his wife, who also happened to be the producer of that Michelle Obama puff piece. It was total puff piece. This is the guy I've got. Don't forget, this persecution is being done by the same weaponized agencies that for 7 years have been running illegal psychological warfare campaigns against the American people, much as if they were trying to destabilize a foreign country. From the Russia hoax to the no collusion Mueller witch hunt to impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, the 51 lying intelligence officers. How about them? They said it's Russia disinformation, and they knew it wasn't, which made about, according to some of the great pollsters that are right here, made from anywhere from a 10 to 17-point difference, and yet we still got more votes than any sitting president in history in the second election. And we actually did much better in the second election than we did in the first election. The fake dossier paid for by the Democrats. How about the fake dossier? Remember that one? I think that was easy to go home and say, hello, darling, how are you, when they read about that? It wasn't easy at all. Spying on my campaign, we caught them spying on my campaign. The FBI, Twitter files, and so much more. It's all been a battle of disinformation, one thing after the other, and all to protect the radical left. Misfits. It's also no coincidence that these charges against me came down the very same day. Evidence revealed Joe Biden took a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. Took a $5 million bribe.
Totally a coincidence, everybody. These are always
But the FBI and the Justice Department don't even want to talk about it. They showed something on television tonight. It had zero time on the 3 major networks, 0. But my impeachment had almost all the time. I think I had 351 minutes. They had no minutes. Okay? I think a lot of people are going to vote. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to vote. I will tell you, I just left Miami, and I've never seen love in the streets like that. I've never seen it. We've seen a lot of love. I've never seen love like that because they know what we all go through. They know what we've gone through, and they see it, and they're smart. And, you know, many of those people coming from Cuba, Venezuela, other countries, they've seen this happening to their countries. I used to say that the United States, if it keeps going this way, it's going to be Venezuela on steroids. And now we're buying oil from Venezuela. Can you believe it? We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation, but we're buying tar from Venezuela, and we're refining it in Houston, the dirtiest, worst oil probably anywhere in the world, and we're refining it. So you can imagine what's going up in the air and all beautiful
There's
stuff we're
nothing
not
like
taking
bad
out
about
of
this speech
the
at
ground
all.
and making a lot of money
Nothing.
and paying off debt and reducing taxes still further, which we were in the process of doing.
Scott Lombardo.
They want to
Oh,
distract
yeah, no.
from the real espionage and the real crime, so let's use President Trump to do so. Let's go out and let's indict President Trump so they don't talk
What
about
will we
the
do if we
$5
lose
million
Trump?
bribe.
It'd be a very sad
Just
day.
yesterday,
Very
Senator
sad.
Grassley revealed that the
Incredibly
Burisma
sad.
executive who allegedly paid the bribe reportedly has Crooked Joe on tape. They have 17
love that
tapes,
new-
I
I love the
understand.
new,
That must-
nickname.
He must be a nice guy to deal with, right? The guy
Crooked
from
Joe,
Burisma,
we love it.
nice company. They got him and Hunter on 17 different tapes, supposedly. But the FBI isn't showing them.
Oh, I wonder why.
Remember, they impeached me for asking a simple question about Biden's corrupt dealings in Ukraine, and now they see that once again I was right. I was right. I was totally right. Joe Biden and the radical left can take foreign bribes and be totally protected. Republicans all, you must finally get tough. You've got to
love
get
the
tough.
cringe
You got to
counter.
get tough,
It's
and you
great.
got to show.
I love whoever proposed this.
When you
idea.
arrest your leading political opponent, we no longer have a democracy. When people are allowed to pour through our open borders and our elections are rigged, our country is in
Cooking.
very serious trouble.
Yeah, we're at $1 million.
When
now.
inflation is allowed to rage, when energy independence and dominance, we had independence and
I was one
dominance.
of the
We were going to
nitpicks
be
who
soon
gave Trump
very, very
the end last
dominant. Within
speech, but
6
this
months,
one's
we're going
using
to
an
dominate the
Yeah,
whole
this is
world
perfect.
with energy, make a fortune. We were going to be paying off debt and lowering taxes at a level that nobody's ever seen, and they came in and they ended it.
Most of what he's
But
saying
when
is
that's
stuff
taken away
he's-
from
he
us,
said
when
before.
interest rates and
Yeah, but he's
taxes spiral
doing it like an
upward in an
energetic
uncontrolled
fashion
way.
and not having crazy.
When murders
between
are
the
allowed
bits.
to roam, murderers, these are horrible killers. Murderers are allowed to roam the streets of our Democrat-run cities unchecked. But the incompetent district attorney in New York indicts Trump for a crime that everybody agrees, every pundit, everybody, there is no crime. But murderers go out and nobody ever even comes and knocks on their door, and they know they're there, and they know their rooms, and they know their locations, and they're roaming our cities all over.
And they're not
some
doing
of them
anything.
are coming in right now through our borders. But then you have a nation that, as we are, is in serious, serious decline. We have a nation in serious decline. If the communists get away with
Versus
this,
Christie. Yeah, this
it
is
won't
Chris
stop
Christie
with
if he had a
me.
good speech.
they will not hesitate to ramp up their persecution of Christians, pro-life activists,
Oh.
parents attending school board meetings,
Yes.
and even future Republican candidates, which they do. We must end it permanently, and we must end it immediately. Now that the seal, so important, is broken, the seal is broken.
There's a fly
by what
next to
they've
him.
done. They
No.
should never have done this. This was an unwritten rule. You just don't, unless it's really bad. But you just don't. But the seal is now broken. In addition to closing the border and removing all of the criminal elements that have illegally invaded our country, making America energy independent and even dominant again, and immediately ending the war between Russia and Ukraine, I'll have it ended in 24 hours.
Peace. We want peace. No more.
I
war,
will
please.
appoint a real special prosecutor to go after the most corrupt president in the history of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and the entire Biden crime family. Name a special prosecutor. and all others involved with the destruction of
locking
our
up.
elections, our borders,
Trump.
and our country itself. They're destroying our country. And when I'm reelected, and we will get reelected, we have no choice. We're not going to have a country anymore. I will totally obliterate the deep state.
Yeah.
We will obliterate the deep state.
This
And
is
we know who
freaking
they
amazing.
are. I know exactly who they are. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. It's very simple.
This is punish Trump.
They want to
Punish
silence
Trump, I
me
should say.
because I will never let them silence you. They want you silenced.
The more he goes,
And I am the only one that can save this nation because you know they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving. On November 5th, 2024, justice will be done. We will take back our country, and we will make America great again. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was... You talk about messaging to win a presidency? That's how. That was by far his best speech of the 2024 cycle. By far. Rate this Orange Man speech. We got a couple of super chats. Let me read these real quick. Duster Carter for 2. Are blacks trending right like black men? Yeah, but black men are trending like a couple points right. Black women, like a point maybe. So yeah, they are trending, but extremely slow. Wholesome DJ Aftershock for 2. When you expect Glenn Youngkin to get Joe Lombardo? Yeah. Wow, we're getting 88% A's. I don't think we've ever had it that good before. That was freaking awesome, though. I mean, I'm energetic now. We gotta go freaking beat the Democrats next year. I mean, that was good. That was excellent. It was perfect. Everything. Down to the last minute detail. And he did, guess what? He didn't bring up 2020 once. Not once. That was, what can I say but perfection? Maine House District went from blue to red. What? Hold up, what? Maine House District. I gotta check Decision Desk. He did bring up 2020, but that was for like 2 seconds. That was just like, okay, we had the most votes ever, and we have to make sure all that doesn't happen. But that's a bit different to say he got the most votes by a sitting president ever. That's just factually true, and like, doesn't piss anybody off for saying that. Yeah, that was freaking awesome. That was really good. I mean, that last, like, 5 minutes was him cooking to the maximum extent. This is a Trump we need every speech. Way better than the New York indictment speech and his 2024 announcement speech. Yeah. Because I think he's just pissed off now. It's time. We flipped a deep blue district in Maine by 5. No way. No way. I thought I won 2016 for a second. That really felt like it. What? I gotta see this. Can somebody send me a tweet or something? I don't believe it. Alexa Twitter hasn't said anything yet, so... Maine's 45? Okay, there's a special election. Whoa, we actually won something. Whoa. We actually won a special election? What? Populist Missourian for 2 is such a perfect speech. I love it. Trump 2024. Orange emoji. Yeah. I don't think anybody that actually listened to the speech realized that was awesome. 270 the win has it. Yeah, I found it. He need to do more of the they are coming after you, I'm just standing in the way. This kind of thing of airing grievances doesn't really help him. Yeah, when he talks about the fact that it's not just me, all right? First of all, the system doesn't go after Biden and Clinton for doing far worse things. They're going after me. But what's going to happen after me? They're going to come after you and every other Republican candidate. I mean, it's like, how can people say that's bad messaging? I mean, that was cooking. Again, what we have to use a new word for it because cooking is really good. But we need something far better. 2024 will be my first election. I'll vote for Trump. Well, congratulations. Will be a very interesting election. That's what I will say. We won a special election? Yeah. I think it's time to celebrate. We won a special election. That was actually, like, somewhat competitive. Woo! Yeah! We won something, everybody. Oh my gosh. Hold up, I got the perfect thing. I got the perfect meme to bring up. Hold on. It's like the greatest, one of the greatest memes I've ever seen. Yeah, here it is. Pulling it up. W. Which special election was it? Maine's 42nd or something like that. But yeah, let me bring this up. This is my reaction to that. You're a winner. Oh, I love this. I love it. We won something of note. Yes. 12 months of losing? We won something. Was the candidate any good? Apparently he was. You're a winner. Oh, I love it. We are so back. Maine 45. What a coincidental number. President 45 spoke today. Oh, yeah. You're a winner. That's like from the worst game ever. Big Rigs playthrough. I am never playing Big Rigs. Hell no. You will look, it will take a miracle for me to play Big Rigs. It's Big Rigs. The worst game ever. A prediction of the future outcome in 2020. No. It's just so glad because we've had nothing but bullshit the last 12 months. I've never played Big Rigs. Look up Angry Video Game Nerd Big Rigs. It's the worst game you will ever see. It literally doesn't work. Hey Rap, are you gonna do a video on who should be Trump's cabinet? Maybe. I should do gaming streams. I'm thinking Starlight? Is that what it's called? If it comes out on PC, I may do it. Hopefully, but knowing my luck, it's gonna be only on Xbox. Or something stupid. Just go in reverse in Big Rigs. Yeah, you go like faster backwards than you do forward. It's stupid. Oh man. We won Texas 34 last year. Yeah, but that was like 2%. That was like a 1% turnout. This one was like 12. So, more movie reviews. Yeah, will do. But yeah, if anyone got any more questions or any more super chats, send them now or forever go in peace. Starfield, it's on PC and Xbox. Perfect. I do want to play Starfield. That looks freaking amazing. Freaking beautiful. Now, this is Bethesda. Hopefully, this isn't a Fallout 76 situation. Favorite Call of Duty. Ooh. Oh, that's a cool. Favorite Call of Duty. Either it's Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 1, I should say, or Modern Warfare 2. Those are, in my opinion, the two best. I go with Modern Warfare 2. That's the most fun I've ever had playing a game. I think the Star Certificate meme is better. Nah, you're a winner. This is better. You're a winner. Can't be any worse than Forspoken. Trust me. You haven't seen crap yet. Call of Duty 3. Yeah, that's up there. I just think I like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 the best. Or Modern Warfare 2. Which Modern Warfare 2? The old one. What will your next stream be? I don't know. I don't know. We just gotta see. It's probably a Flash review? The review on the Flash movie? Haven't played since Ghost. I never played Ghost. I knew back then that was gonna be crap. My favorite gaming channel. Yeah, gaming with Real American. That should just be fun. Me failing at Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Not as good. Like, I don't know. Just seemed bad. I still had fun with it, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 I like the best of the franchise. The newer ones are just weird. There's a couple good ones, but Thoughts of Call of Duty Cold War? Pretty solid. Pretty solid. But yeah, the pretty solid compared to like newer ones. But, you know, it's just I know I don't get into like Call of Duty much anymore. Keep us posted on anything good, streaming good channel. Yeah, we're trying to like diversify the content. AK, instead of 7 political streams in a week, it's gonna be 6. And then 1 like bullshit stream. Mainstream media cut away from his remarks. Oh, so they cut away his best part, the ending. Of course they did. Best Call of Duty Splatoon 3. What do you think about the new open world Star Wars game? It looks good, but I have a feeling it's never going to come out. I have a feeling it's Ubisoft we're talking about here. I don't know if it's going to come out or not. Hey, by rap, that was definitely the best Trump speech I've ever watched live. I would say RNC 2016's Trump's best speech, which we got to react to later. If Trump dropped out, how would the race change? You would see 50 other people jump in. Greg Abbott, Brian Kemp, Young Kid, everybody. Freaking Mike Rogers enters. But yeah, if anybody got a last second super chat, send them now because we're probably going to head out. It's a very fun stream. Very fun, quick stream. Very fun. The Simps really put in D. Yeah, there's the people that said like 2% grade of D. They're dumb. That was a really good speech. Would you stream Street Fighter 6 with a created Donald Trump? Maybe. Wholesome DG Aftershock for 2. I miss the old style of Assassin's Creed's game. I gotta be honest, I've never played Assassin's Creed. I'm probably getting like a lot of shit for it, but I don't like the Assassin's Creed stuff. I never really got into. I don't know why. How much does Trump win Texas? Probably 6-7 points. Good night. Yep. Have a great night. Again, we're not ending just yet, but well, laters and see y'all and good night. Good bye until next time. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna end real quickly. We're gonna end a little bit, but send super chats now. We're on the last questions. Bill Weld would jump in and get 5% in Massachusetts. Romney Trump Street Fighter. Like, the WWE games, can't you, like, make custom characters? That'd be funny. Have a Trump versus Romney, you know, WWE or UFC. It has to be... Oh, my gosh. Buy the political process for gaming stream. I have it. I've played a couple times. I don't think it would work good on stream. What is a county that is way redder than it should be? Ooh. Top of my head. There's a couple counties in... Ooh. There's a couple, that's a tough one. What is a I don't know. That's oof. Eesh. We gotta see. Rand, Massachusetts is real. So true. So true. Will we get rid of Romney? Probably not. Suffolk, New York. No, that's a bit different because there's like firefighters and stuff that live there. There's the rest of Long Island, bud. Williamson County. Yeah, that's a good one. Williamson. Or, no. Is that the... Yeah, I believe... We gotta check. How Republican is it? Yeah, it's 62 point... It's 62-36. Yeah, that's 2 Republican for that district. Or that county. Lawler's district probably... Well, it's because Lawler's there. Yeah, any suburban Tennessee county is a good one. Which, I've been to Nashville, by the way. It is a nice city. That's probably why it's Republican. Or, that's probably why, like, that area is, like, fairly Republican still. No such thing as too much red. True. Now, unless we're talking about, like, 1980s, you know, Democrats are red, Republicans are blue. Which I've always hated. That's always been bullshit, in my opinion. It's like, now, dark blue... Which, like, Trump's campaign color, I like. But, like, the light blue the conservatives use in the UK, I hate that. That's, like, for wimps. I'm talking about the dark blue that seems like a national conservative. No, one of the only 100,000 household counties that trended right. Yeah, it just doesn't... I've been to Nashville again. So, what's a county that's too blue? Probably one of the Vermont counties. Like, they're like 95% white working class, and they voted for Biden by like 80. You know? I mean, something like that. And much of, like, the Iron Range. Dark blue is aesthetically better. Yeah, it is. But light blue sucks. I'm talking about what the conservatives do in the UK. And what they were doing before, 2000. That's bullshit. Is the political colors in Europe different? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Just make it dark blue if you're gonna make it blue, not this crappy, wimpy blue. I want manly blue. Alright, I think we're gonna head off, everybody. If you did enjoy this stream, like the stream, share with your friends, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Godspeed.